all of you children. Today in this session we are going to learn about one more type of numbers called decimal numbers. Okay, let us start the session. Till today we have learnt about the natural numbers, whole numbers, integers, rational numbers, irrational numbers. Did we learn all type of numbers? Is the question now. But you might have noticed we have left still two types of numbers. They are fractions and decimal numbers. Okay? But the question is whether these fractions and decimals are all rational numbers or irrational numbers. Okay?
All fractions are decimals, but all decimals may or may not be fractions. All fractions are rational numbers, but all rational numbers may or may not be fractions. All decimals may or may not be rationals, but all rationals may or may not be decimals.
See here children, today we learn about the fractions and decimals. See here, fractions are also incomplete numbers, means they are the parts of some whole things. And even decimal numbers are also not the complete things. They are also the incomplete things or the parts of the whole things. But remember, every fraction is in the form of p by q, and any p by q form number can be converted into a decimal.
And every decimal cannot be converted in the form of p by q. Okay? Okay children, let us learn about the decimal number. It is an incomplete or non-whole number. It is part of a whole thing or complete thing. Okay? If a whole thing is divided into 10 equal parts and one part is taken, then the value of that part is 0.1. If you take 8 parts, then its value is 0.8. If a whole thing is divided into 100 equal parts and one part is taken out of 100 parts, then its value is 0.01. If you take 8 parts, its value is 0.08. If you take 98 parts out of 100 parts, then its value is 0.98. If you take all 100 parts, then its value is 1.00 or 1. If you take such 100 equal parts and then 24 parts, then the value of such thing is 1.24. See here children, 0.1, its value is greater than 0 but less than 1. 0.8, its value is greater than 0 but less than 1. 0.01, its value is greater than 0 but less than 1. 1.24, its value is greater than 1 but less than 2. 12.3, its value is greater than 12 but less than 13. 458.96, its value is greater than 458 and less than 459. Thus, the decimal numbers will have 3 parts. Okay? A decimal number will have 3 parts. Let us see what are those. This is called a decimal point, and right side of decimal point is decimal part, which is incomplete part, and left side of decimal point is whole number part or integral part. Therefore, children, a decimal number will have three parts: a decimal point, and right side of decimal point there is decimal part, which is incomplete part, and left side of decimal point there is a whole number part or integral part. Okay.
Every decimal number has three parts. Okay, the whole number part or integral part, a decimal point, and a decimal part. So children, every decimal number will have three parts. Okay, what are those? A whole number part, a decimal point, and a decimal part. Okay, the decimal point is kept in between the whole number part and the decimal part. Okay.
Look at these figures, children. Here, the values of the part of the whole things or incomplete things are denoted by either using fractions or decimal numbers. Okay. One full rectangle is divided into 10 equal parts. Has it completely been shaded? No. Has it completely been unshaded? No. Part of it is shaded and part of it is unshaded. Okay. Now children, this shaded parts value and unshaded parts value is represented or shown by the fractions or decimal numbers. Okay. Here we have divided this rectangle into 10 parts. Okay. Out of 10 parts, 3 parts are shaded. Therefore, we write it as 3 upon 10. Okay. This is fractional form. But 3 upon 10 is also equal to 0.3, which is a decimal form. Okay. Look at this figure, children. This is one full rectangle, and this full rectangle is divided into 10 equal parts. Out of 10 equal parts, 7 parts are shaded. Therefore, 7 by 10 is the shaded part and 3 by 10 is the unshaded part. But 7 by 10 is in fraction form and 0.7 is in decimal form. Okay. Look at this square. This square is completely divided into 100 equal parts. Okay. This is one complete square or whole square. This one complete square is divided into 100 equal parts. Out of 100 equal parts, all the parts are not shaded. Only some parts are shaded and some parts are unshaded. Okay. It means the square is not completely shaded or completely unshaded. Part of the square is shaded and part of the square is unshaded. What is the value of shaded part? 8 upon 100. It means we have divided the square into 100 equal parts, and out of 100 equal parts, 8 parts have been shaded. Okay. Therefore, 8 upon 100 is the shaded part. This is in fraction form. Okay. But it is 8 upon 100 and is equal to 0.08. This 0.08 is decimal form. Okay. Every fractional form will have a numerator and denominator. Okay. Therefore, it is a fractional form, but it is also equal to 0.08, which is a decimal form. Okay. Similarly, out of 100 parts, 32 parts are shaded. Therefore, in fractional form it is 32 upon 100, but in decimal form it is 0.32. Look at this square. Here, one full square is divided into 100 parts. Out of 100 parts, 51 parts have been shaded. Therefore, the value of shaded part is 51 upon 100. It is in fractional form, but in decimal form it is 0.51. Okay. Here children, 51 upon 100 is also part of the square and 0.51 is also part of the square. It is not full one square. If out of 100 parts, all the 100 parts are shaded, then it becomes one complete square. Okay. So children, this is how the fractional numbers and decimal numbers will help us to write the values of incomplete things. Okay. So children, the parts of the whole things are denoted by either fractions or decimals. You know, fractions are also parts of the whole thing, decimals are also parts of the whole thing, and fractions are equal to decimals and decimals are equal to fractions. But the fractions will have numerator and denominator, and they are in the form of p by q, therefore they are rational. And these fractions are equal to decimals. That is why rational numbers are also equal to decimals. But decimals have not the numerator and denominator. They have a decimal point, a whole number part, and a decimal part. Is it clear? See here. 8 upon 100 is a fraction with numerator and denominator. It is in the form of p by q. Therefore, it is a rational number. But this 8 upon 100 is equal to 0.08, which is a decimal. That is why a rational number is also equal to a decimal. Is it clear? But decimal has a decimal point, whole number part, and decimal part, whereas fraction has numerator and denominator. Therefore, the fractions are equal to the decimals and decimals are equal to fractions. Okay. Now, let us learn the place and place value of the digits present in the decimal number. Okay. See here children, 473.865 is a decimal number. Here this is decimal point and right side of decimal point is decimal part and left side of decimal point is whole number part or integral part. Okay. But how many digits it has? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It has 6 digits. Okay. And every digit is in a particular place and has place value. But how to write the place and place value of the digits present in the decimal number? Okay. If we ask
to tell the place and place value of these digits, most of the children will tell that 5 is in ones place, 6 is in tens place, 8 is in hundreds place, 3 is in thousands place, 7 is in 10,000s place, and 4 is in lakhs place. But it is wrong. Okay. How we should tell is whole number parts digits and decimal parts digit we should take separately. Okay. And tell. Here after the decimal point there comes 3. 3 is in ones place, 7 is in tens place, and 4 is in hundreds place. Okay. And if we would like to tell the place of the digits present in the decimal part, we should start from here. 8 is in 10th place, 6 is in 100th place, 5 is in 1000th place. Okay. In this way we should move. Now let us put 473.865 in a place value chart. See here children, this is decimal point, and after the decimal point there comes 3, 7, 4. Okay. 3 is in ones place, 7 is in tens place, 4 is in hundreds place. Okay. Then after the decimal point here 8, 6, 5 come. Okay. Here 8 is in 10th place. 10th means 1 upon 10 or 0.1. 6 is in 100th place. 100th means 1 upon 100 or 0.01. Okay. 5 is in 1000th place. 1000th place means 1 upon 1000. Means 0.001. Okay. So children, this is how we should tell the place of the digits of the decimal number given. Okay. Let us take some more examples. Here 63.204 is a decimal number, and here this is a decimal point, and 3 is in ones place, 6 is in tens place, but 2 is in 10th place, 0 is in hundreds place, and 4 is in 1000th place. Okay. One more example. 8.250 okay is a decimal number. Here 8 is in ones place, and 2 is in 10th place, 5 is in hundreds place, and 0 is in 1000th place. Okay. 232.600 is a decimal number. Here 2 is in ones place, 3 is in tens place, and 2 is in hundreds place. Okay. And 6 is in 10th place, 0 is in hundreds place, and this 0 is in 1000th place. Okay. And 304.054 is a decimal number. Here 4 is in ones place, 0 is in tens place, and 3 is in hundreds place. Okay. And here in the decimal part the digits 0 is in 10th place, 5 is in 100th place, 4 is in 1000th place. Okay. See, when telling the place of the digits of the decimal number, for whole number digits we should start from here. Okay. And for decimal part digits we should start from here to here. Means when telling the place of the digits of the decimal number, we have to follow this rule. To tell the place of the digits of the whole number part, move from right to left. Okay. If you would like to tell the place of digits of the decimal part, you should move from left to right. Is it clear? Okay. If you would like to tell the place of the digits present in this decimal number, okay, for whole number part you should move from right to left. For decimal part you should move from left to right. See here, 0 is in ones place, 0 is in tens place, and 4 is in hundreds place for whole number part digits. For the digits present in the decimal part, you should not start from here. Okay.
you should start from left to right. That is 0 is in 10th place, 8 is in 100th place, 2 is in 1000th place. Like that you have to continue. Let us take the one more example. 301.003. Okay. For the digits present in the whole number part, move from right to left. Okay. So 1 is in 1's place, 0 is in 10's place, 3 is in 100's place. But for the place value of the digits present in the decimal part, move from left to right. Okay, don't move from right to left. Start from here. 0 is in 10th place, this 0 is in 100th place, and this 0 in 1000th place. Like that it continues. Hope children you learned this concept. Here this is decimal point, and the right side of decimal point there is decimal part, which is incomplete part, and left side of decimal point we have an integral part or whole number part. Thus a whole number part, decimal point and decimal part are the three parts of a decimal number. It is read as 314.65. Some people will read it as 314.65. This is wrong. You should read it as 314.65. Okay. The value of 314.65 is not 314. It is more than 314 but less than 315. That is why we write it as the value of 314.65 is greater than 314 but is less than 315. Thus, the value of 314.65 is in between 314 and 315. Similarly, it is read as 145.689. Here 145 is called the whole number part or integral part, and this is called decimal point, and here this is 689 is called the decimal part or the incomplete part. Here what is the value of 145.689? The value of 145.689 is, it is greater than 145, but its value is less than 146. Thus, 145.689 is between 145 and 146. Let us take one more example. 499.99. Some people will read it as 499.99. It is wrong. Okay? You should read it as 499.99. What is the value of this? The value of this is between 499 and 500. That is, the value of 499.99 is greater than 499 but less than 500. Okay, here this is decimal point, this is decimal part, and this is whole number part. Now is it clear to you children? A decimal number is incomplete number. It has three parts. Okay, a decimal point, decimal part and whole number part. Okay.
Yes children, I hope in today's session you might have learnt about what are decimal numbers and the parts of decimal numbers and the examples to them. Okay. About these decimals we will study in detail in my further classes. Till then, goodbye.